Hello everyone and welcome to another reading. Today we are going to finish off the individual readings for STAYC. I guess in this reading we're going to check out Jay's current energy, her career, her love life, and any healing messages that come through. If I seem a little bit out of it, it's because I'm kind of sleepy. Also, I wanted to mention that something kind of interesting was when I was picking out the cards. Of course, the one that I was going to do was June because she was the one that was next. However, for whatever reason, when I was picking the cards, I was thinking of Jay. So I was like, well, I guess she got to pick first. Oh well. And I thought that was funny. I was like, that's kind of interesting. She was like, oh, I want more options. Let me pick first. Well, at least energy-wise, that's kind of how it came through. But yeah, let's check out. How is Jay currently doing? We have the Four of Swords reverse, the Nine of Swords reverse, and then the Page of Swords. So it seems like currently she's doing a lot of thinking because we have three swords, and swords talk about our speech, our mind, our communication, our intellect, and stuff along those lines. So with the Four of Swords reverse, seems like she's very stressed about something. She's overthinking about something, because usually the Four of Swords upright talks about someone that's relaxing, meditating, and very calm, because they're trying to calm their mind and prepare for battle. That's usually what it means when it's upright. But when it's reversed, it kind of feels like she is currently going through a moment where she feels a bit restless. When she wants to rest and relax, she can't because she's thinking of something's constantly bothering her and annoying her. I do feel that it's something that it's always in the back of her mind, so I don't think she has fully figured out what's bothering her or what's getting on the way of her sleep. Now the other card that we have is the Nine of Swords reverse. So now this one is kind of good that it's reversed. Upright, it usually talks about someone that has a nightmare, someone that is so worried and so overwhelmed with their ideas that they wake up at night, in the middle of the night, in cold sweat, completely worried, super scared. They can't sleep, they're so stressed. But with it being reversed, it kind of shows me that she's not necessarily stressed about the issue. She's like not super anxious about the thoughts that she's having. It's just kind of getting on her way. It's kind of bothering her. It's something that is not, okay, how should I put it? It's just not it's not super serious that it's getting in the way of her lifestyle, but it's big enough that she's constantly thinking about it and wondering. So she could actually be in the stage where there's something that's bothering her, but she hasn't fully figured out what it is, or she doesn't really know what's the matter, but it's definitely there. Now the last card that we have right here is the Page of Swords. So with the Page of Swords, we're talking about baby energy, and it's kind of like an energy that's really starting. It's like the spark of something. So with pages, we're talking about someone that's very curious, someone that is really starting their journey, someone that's very young about something. So this could be a very young project or a very young idea, or just a very young person that's slowly developing this side of themselves. So with the Swords energy, she could be very curious, she could be having a lot of ideas, she could be very inspired to write or to speak or something along those lines. Anyway, a communication works here. Seems like she's ready to take the world. Seems like she's ready to learn new things. She's ready to expand her understanding of things. She's ready to expand her, become smarter. Her intelligence is growing. She's ready to just learn. She's ready to just go on a journey of learning how to effectively communicate her ideas or learning how to think differently. She is definitely diving into the unknown because she's so curious about what's on the other side. She's wondering, and she seems to be very, there's this childlike innocence on her energy right now of really not knowing what to expect, not really knowing what to be afraid of. She's just, no baggage is holding her back. So this itch of learning something new could be the thing that's bothering her, but not to the point where it's like stressing her. But it's just kind of bothering her, or maybe there's something that's bothering her and that's why she wants to learn new things so that she can get a better idea of what the issue could be. But now let's take out a card and figure out what's going on with her career. So what's going on with Jay's career? we have Venus, so something, you know, music, art, beauty, all of those things go under Venus. Let's see more information. What's going on with Jay's career? Oh yeah, I was thinking I kind of want to take 2 cards from here, but then 2 dropped, and I was like, yeah, that seems about right. So the cards that jumped out were outer core with fluidity and magnetism with attraction. So these 2 cards kind of just show that Jay is very magnetic, very attractive, very beautiful, and she's just bringing people in like crazy. She's getting everyone's attention. She just, you know, she breathes and everyone's just like, wow, beautiful, great, gorgeous. She's just getting attention from everywhere and anyone. So she's very beautiful on the outside, and she's just naturally very, very magnetic and attractive, and because of that, it's very beneficial in her career. She could be of those people that shine very brightly in their career, and maybe that's why a lot of people have their eyes on her. She could be very flexible with fluidity right here. There's this sense of being very flexible, just going with the flow, very chill, very relaxed. She could be like a chameleon almost, maybe, and by that I mean that she's able to change her looks very quickly and in such a way that people are like, oh, who is she? They may not recognize her as a person, but they will recognize her energy. At least that's for some people, right, that see her when she's working. But yeah, with this Venus energy, she's very beautiful, she's very gorgeous, and people in her work field notice it and acknowledge it. Let's see. So we have Saturn in the background. So it seems like all the attraction that she gets, of course, is not the best energy. Some people that go to her teach her some very, very tough lessons, and those people can be very rough. With the water, it kind of feels that she's very beautiful on the outside because she knows how to work with her emotions, so she doesn't feel unstable in any way. And she goes with the flow, so that makes her seem very approachable as well. I do feel that with the Saturn and the water here, she could be a bit shy, but I'm not 100% sure about that. If not shy, at least very guarded with her emotions. So not a lot of people know how she feels. I don't know how much she allows her emotions to appear in the public. But yeah, she's very, very beautiful with that Venus energy there. Now let's see. Any more messages for Jay's career? We have the 8 of Wands, so things moving very quickly. Oh, and then we have Temperance reverse and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so seems like there's a lot of fire going on in her career. So that means that she's taking a lot of action in her career, and that's why a lot of things are going on there. So the 8 of Wands talks about movement. It talks about someone that is, you know, they have a target, and whatever that goal is, they put all their energy and aim all of that action towards it. Also with Temperance reverse, it feels like she could be a little bit out of balance. So maybe she's focusing too much on one thing and kind of forgetting about another thing. In this case, it could be that she's so focused on the physical things that she can do in life, and maybe she could be a little bit disconnected from her spirit or disconnected with her soul and her heart. It doesn't seem, I don't know how bad that is yet. But if she's taking so much action in her career, it could explain why she could feel a little bit detached with all the sword energy in her current energy. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that with this Ace of Wands, not only is she feels very young. Now, I know she's the youngest one in the group, but she feels very, very young energy-wise as well, because not only does she have the Page of Swords, but now she has the Ace of Wands. So the the Ace of Wands talks about someone that is getting that spark within them to start taking action on a new project. So the Ace is the beginning of a journey, a beginning of a chapter, and here it will kind of show that she has the inspiration, the motivation, and the drive to start a new project and take action towards it. And because of that, it could explain why she's just going full force, very quickly getting things done. And it seems like it's in her career, so maybe she's either starting a new project in her career, or she sees right now what she's doing in her career as the beginning of something bigger. So there's a lot of work that she wants to do, and she's so inspired and motivated to just get it done and work on it. Now, Temperance represents Sagittarius energy, which is a very fast moving energy as well, because in tarot, Sagittarius is also in the Knight of Wands, which is a very fast moving energy. So in this case, all I wanted to mention with the Sagittarius is that she's ready to learn about new things, new cultures. She's ready to travel. She's ready to just expand her mind and learn about the philosophy of how the business works, the philosophy of the industry she's in, and maybe even the philosophy of human thoughts and interactions within her industry, right? So how people kind of react in it. But yeah, it seems like her career is her main focus right now, and it seems like that's where she's putting all of her action. That's where she's doing all of the things in the world, and she could be a little bit out of balance, but with that Temperance card reverse, I'm not getting anything that will show through in a bad way, as much as she's just so super focused on just taking action in her career. So that's why Temperance could be a little bit out of balance, right? So yeah, maybe she's a little impatient in her career, and that's why she's taking so much action to start seeing results, to start seeing changes, and so on. Yeah. So let's jump into the next area of her life, which is her love life. So what's going on with Jay's love life? And we have Pisces. The first word that came to my mind when I saw that card was compassion, which is kind of interesting. So what's going on with Jay's love life? Another two cards. Interesting. So we have Earth with the word home, and we have Moon with the word darkness. Interesting. So in tarot, the Moon card represents Pisces, and I wanted to mention that because you got the Moon right here. So with the Moon and darkness, I think of shadow work right away, going deep to your subconscious to have a better understanding of yourself as a person. So with the Pisces energy, it seems like in her love life, she's learning how to be a bit more empathetic, or she's learning how to be more compassionate to other people. Seems like she's learning how to be a lot more intuitive, especially with this Moon card, and learning how to be more aware of her subconscious. Maybe she's writing her dreams down and analyzing them, or maybe she had gotten into all sorts of spiritual stuff or the occult to understand things outside of herself. So with that Pisces energy as well, I do feel that she has been a very, very nice and kind to other people. She could be of those that gives, she gives her service to other people, so like that she can feel some sort of fulfillment within herself. With that Pisces energy, I do feel that she's very sensitive in the sense of that she can perceive other people's emotions very well. Like she could be able to read others very, very well. And she could be also so sensitive to the energies of Earth, so those things her environment can really throw her off a loop. But I do feel that she's also very good at adapting, so she's able to, in a way, stay afloat all the time. Not necessarily ground herself and put her feet on the ground and like survive. More like she's able to just kind of go with the currents, go with the flow, and just survive. That's why I said stay afloat, right? Now with Earth and home, I do feel that she has struggled a bit to adjust to Earth and the energies that Earth has. I did mention that her energy felt very young, so by that I do feel that she may be a bit inexperienced with how things function in Earth and the expectations that people have on Earth, and the and how taxing living on Earth can be to a soul that is not used to it, right? So I do feel that her soul could be very young. That doesn't mean that she doesn't have the knowledge to survive. It just means that she is just inexperienced firsthand on how Earth works. So I do feel that she's trying to adapt to Earth and familiarize herself with Earth and all of those things that will make her feel a bit more comfortable here. Now the other card that we have here is Moon in Darkness. So I do feel that there's this sense of like she has Pisces is a water sign, so there's a lot of depth to Pisces. So I do feel that she has a very good grasp of the superficial traits of Pisces that I mentioned earlier, but she hasn't really experienced or delved deeper into the intuitive part of Pisces, where that will allow her to understand things outside of herself, understand her ideas, her desires, her subconscious thoughts. So I do feel that there's some deep diving that she has to do to understand herself better. I don't really think this is about somebody else, like a romantic partner or something. I feel that this is just kind of like all about herself, self-love, self-care, self-understanding, and stuff along those lines. Now, with this Moon card, I do feel that maybe she's not aware, or she hasn't really seen the difficulties that Pisces have. So Pisces tend to be daydreamers, so they like to live in their fantasy world, and because of that, they tend to have, some of them that do that in an unhealthy way could have escapism tendencies, right? So they get inside their head and their fantasies to kind of escape from the hardships of life. Also, the other like deep thing about Pisces energy is kind of being it's like, I do feel that one of the things, at least when it comes to love, Jade could be of those people that she kind of just looks at people and gives them the benefit of the doubt and doesn't really, it finds it kind of difficult to see the other side of the coin, in the sense of like, if she thinks someone is a very nice person, she could easily be hurt or betrayed by those people because she's not able to see the other side of them, right? Let's see. I do feel that she's very loving and caring, though. Love wise, I do feel that she's gonna end up with someone that's very grounded and could be an opposite to her. So someone that will definitely teach her a lot of things and help her balance out herself, because they're very different from her. They could have very similar goals and values in life, but very different approaches to them, and even a very different idea on how to go about it. So that will kind of help each other balance out and learn from each other as well. That's, that I think that's a message in her love life. So yeah, let's see if there's any other messages for Jay's love life. We have the Nine of Pentacles reverse and the High Priestess reverse. So the High Priestess it represents the moon, and the Nine of Pentacles talks about independence. So I do feel that right now, she may not really, right now is not a really good time for her to start romantic relationships, because she still has to figure out her independence, make her own little paradise, be comfortable with her skin, be comfortable with her situations and her environment, or else she could end up in very codependent relationships. Also, with the High Priestess reversed, I do feel that she either doesn't really understand the intuitive part of herself, or it's so ingrained and natural to her that she doesn't know how to use it, because it's just there, if that makes sense. And because of that, life may be trying to go down a path of trying to teach her how to use her intuitiveness, her maybe she has some psychic powers, like what I mentioned, like being empathetic, very compassionate and sensitive to other people's emotions. But she could have other things as well, like maybe clairvoyance or stuff like that, where she kind of just sees visions, or she's able to she randomly just knows the answer to things without really knowing where it comes from. So she could have those gifts, and life may want to push her towards exploring those talents and skills that she has of herself. But yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles reverse, I do feel that life wants her to kind of build her own paradise, build her own independence, and build her own heaven within earth, within the physical, right? So either have a very successful career or have a space that she can physically just kind of sit and feel comfortable in, one that makes her happy, one, being in a situation where she feels like she's able to take care of herself, and because of that she doesn't need to rely on other people, at least physically, and with material things, possessions, and money. And maybe by doing all of that, it will be easier for her to just connect into her emotions, her spirituality, and her emotions, because then she doesn't have to kind of rely on other people and be influenced by them, since it seems like she's so sensitive, being surrounded by people that are toxic or very overwhelming. She'll just sense it, and that could slow her down a little bit or muddy her energy in such a way that it's kind of hard to understand herself. Now let's jump into her healing messages, the last section of her reading. So healing messages for Jay. Oh, this card's kind of popped out. So we have the Sandpiper Spirit with Be Playful. So life wants her to just enjoy life, just be happy, just explore, just experience. And then we have the Scarab Beetle Spirit with Magic Works Through You. So yeah, definitely, like, she's very skilled, very talented, but life still wants her to enjoy life. Just be happy, just kind of run around and do what she wants and what she desires. But also, life seems to want her to just appreciate her beauty, work with her sensitivity and her emotions, just take action and experience life, live life with no regrets for sure. Let's see, another card for healing messages. We have the Pig Spirit with Use Your Mind Wisely. So yeah, life still wants her to be very cautious, because again, she could give people the benefit of the doubt, so her judgment could be easily manipulated or clouded. And because of that, life wants her to, think wisely of who she hangs out with, who she gives her time to, her energy to, and her love to. Life really wants to take care of her and be there for her. So yeah, they want her to be always balanced and always taking care of herself and looking out for herself. Now, one last card. Oh, hold up. One last card for her healing messages. Wait, I just moved everything. I said one more and I got two. That's fine. So we have the Badger Spirit reversed with Be Fearless and Bold. So, okay, with this card reversed, I do feel that there's kind of a warning. Life wants her to take action and do things and get things done without fear, of course, without fear holding her back, but also without being reckless. I do feel that life wants her to just experience the beautiful things Earth has to offer, the people that are living in Earth currently, but also to not be too reckless that she puts herself in danger and stuff like that, but also to be fearless and bold, so like that she can just kind of go out of her comfort zone, but also not be dumb about it, basically. And the last card that we have is the Eagle Spirit with Spirit Has Your Back. Now this is reversed, so maybe she's not fully aware of her higher self and his spirit and her spirit guides, so life is kind of telling her that if she feels like she's on her own right now, she's not. Her people are out there for her. Her spirit guides are out there also to take care of her and support her, so she's definitely not alone. There is a higher power taking care of her and protecting her. And yeah, it may be very lonely coming to Earth, but she's not on her own, right? So she doesn't have to worry about it in the sense of, like, even if she doesn't feel it, it's still there, right? So yeah, she's not on her own. She's taken care of, protected, and therefore there's nothing to fear. They're just life lessons. They're just experiences. And yeah, even within pain, we can learn and have fun as well, I guess. I don't know how much fun you can have when you're feeling pain, but yeah. Anyway, I'll leave that there. I hope you guys really enjoyed this reading. I hope you guys liked it. Now, this one was a little bit different because I don't know how much you guys understand about some of the words that I'm talking about. With her energy being very young and all of that. I don't know how much you understand of that. I don't know how much you guys separate a soul from age and all of and stuff along those lines. I hope I didn't go too out there. Whoever understands, I guess they get it, and whoever doesn't would just be super confused watching this. And whichever group you're in or whichever side you're in, I'm just very thankful you watched this video till the end, or whichever, or however much you watch of it. I'm just so happy you were able to just enjoy this reading, hopefully. And if not, I hope you were able to learn from it. I found this reading very interesting. I really didn't know what I was getting myself into when I saw those cards, and then we just got deeper and deeper, and the messages did get a little bit more complex in the sense of I don't know how to say them in a way that it's humanly understandable. And I say it that way because when I'm making these videos, I'm not really expecting for people that are not super into spirituality to watch them, so I don't really know how aware or how much terms or how I don't know your views about things, so I don't really know how else to ground this in a way that can be understood by everyone. Whoever just watches this for the first time and has no clue about spirituality, they can watch it and understand it, right? So I'm sorry if this reading didn't really make sense, but I hope you were able to enjoy it nonetheless, and I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is. This is the last individual reading for STAYC, so now I will start doing girlfriend readings, friendship readings, and all those things kind of open up and unlock when I finish the individual readings for everyone. That's kind of like my little, I guess you can call it, tradition in this channel. So yeah, thank you so much for staying within this journey of the individual readings for STAYC. I am so happy that I was able to complete this, especially because I've not been in the mood to record lately, so it took me a lot longer than I wish they would have, but whatever, everything is going at the pace that it has to go through, right? So yeah, this ending has been more than long. Wait, it has been very lengthy and very long, so I'm sorry about that. I'll stop rambling and I'll stop ranting. So yeah, love and healing from my part to you, and I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is, however that is, and bye.